What is my gente? Your boys coming through once again with the new video. On today's video, we're gonna talk about the Menendez brothers and what's going on with them right now. Now with the new documental about them that's it's coming out on Netflix. Seems like the family members are pushing, well, at least one side of the family is pushing to bring the Menendez brothers home once again, right? It's been already 35 years that they've been in prison, and they believe that it's been a long time. So right now they're pushing through their lawyers. Believe they're doing appeals, and maybe I think they sent a form to the for the commutation of sentence to see if they can get their stuff overturned, to get time served or something like that. It sounds all good when you read it, right? The family member wants them out by Thanksgiving, I believe. But I think that's way too soon. And let me tell you something about this and what I think, right? So the Menendez brothers committed a crime against their parents, right? They unalived both of them. Which that should have been a first degree murder on a life. Now that can carry the LWAP, which they got. Both of them got the LWAP. And sometimes when they get a deal with this stuff, they get like 25 to life and stuff like that, according to the sentence bracket, right? Now, the family wants them out as, say, time served, stuff like that, which, according to the evidence, right? Well, at least a letter that they put out there, one of that Eric wrote to one of his cousins, and where basically, if you read between the lines, he's trying to say that his dad was abusing him, if you know what I mean. And that's basically their main evidence. They're trying to use that abuse that his dad did. Even I believe he even did an abuse on one of those Menudo members. If you know the Menudo members, like back in the day, where Ricky Martin was part of, and Chayanne, and was pretty famous in the 90s. So apparently his dad ended up abusing one of those members back in those days. So they're using that in a way to say that, you know what, this was the reason why we did what we did, more like a self defense. That's what they're trying to do out there. Put out there that was a self defense act, right, to end the abuse and stuff like that. Now, honestly, with this documental from Netflix, it always puts pressure on the courts, and it brings light to the people so they can actually see the real story, what actually happened according to the documental, right? So people get behind this movement of getting these individuals out. Now, let's go back to reality though. It sounds all good, but at the end of the day, they unalive two human beings, regardless the reason was. You know, regardless of the reason. Do I think that based on the evidence, do I think they should be doing that much time? Nah, man. I think they served their time. 35 years is a long time for what they did. But all I can see is that they're not gonna overturn their sentence in court when it comes down to the whole resentencing based on evidence, stuff like that, because they committed the crime. The crime was got committed, and regardless of the why, right? But what I see that they got action on is the commutation of sentence, right? Which I'm pretty sure they already put the thing in because it said that somebody's going over that stuff, and they're gonna see the record in prison, and they're gonna see all the evidence and stuff like that, you know. But they want to the thing they're gonna concentrate is what they be doing in prison, which there's good, but there's bad as well, you know. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that the Menendez brothers be getting caught with phones, which is one of the biggest no in prison, you know, when it comes down to lifers and stuff like that. So let's say that as an LWAP, the commutation of sentence, I believe they're not gonna give them time served. Honestly, they're not gonna say, you know what, we're just gonna give you 10 years. Nah, they're gonna revise their case, and if it goes good, what they're gonna do, they're gonna commute their sentence from LWAP to 25 to life. Like I said in that one story about that one guy who had LWAP and actually got a commutation of sentence, got an LWAP, got a life, 25 to life, and then eventually within the same period, like in a month, he went to board. They grant his board, end up going home. So I think this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna give him 25 to life, the best case scenario. So just to be like, you know what? Here you go, man. We're not gonna be we're not gonna be the ones letting you go home, but here you go. 25 to life to now work yourself into getting out of prison by going to board. So now when he goes to board, or both of them go to board, if they're ready, which I'm assuming they're gonna be ready, they're gonna plead their case. You know what I mean? Take accountability, responsibility for their actions, understand, pinpoint different things that happen to them and that they recognize, and also show that you're not gonna be that same person they used to be before. Of course, their cases are high profile cases, so the board can't say, yeah, you know, like, you know what, we're gonna grant you parole, but now it's gonna take up to the governor to be like, you know what, I'm gonna grant you parole or not. Am I gonna deny it or not? So that's where all this comes to now. It's gonna be the decision of the governor, because the governor can, as a matter of fact, the governor can give them a pardon if he really want to. And do I think the governor is gonna do that? No. It's a high profile case. A governor from California who might want to run for presidency. They don't want that on their record. They don't want to be like, oh, you were the one who let the Menendez brother go home. They don't want that on their jacket. Trust me. And that's been the issue of many lifers who go to board, they get granted, but then once the governor reviews that, they don't want to let that individual go home because it's a very high profile case. And if something happens, which I doubt it, man, with the Menendez brothers, I doubt it. My opinion, man, I believe that you should let them out based on what they went through. They've been down forever, man. But of course, this is gonna be a case that's gonna be, everybody gonna be looking at this. Everybody, the media, everybody. So it's gonna be up to the governor if he wants that heat on their hands or not. And it depends what political stand they want to do. If they're gonna try to run for president one of those years or in the future or something like that, because they don't want that to be in their jacket. So based on those things, I believe it's gonna be very difficult for the Menendez brothers to go home because nobody wants to deal with a high profile case. But I wish nothing but the best to them. And like it said, only it seems like the family, the side of the mom, is pushing for these guys to get out. I believe the other side of the family, they're like, no, man. But with this being said, man, hopefully you like the this video. Hit the like, comment what you think about this case, man. But also, if you want to support the channel, man, don't forget to subscribe. With this being said, I'm out. To next video. Al ratos.